They were kids that went to schools just like this, and eventually they grew into young men, and eventually they made a decision to enlist in the military. It ended in Iraq when their lives ended too soon and tragically. But their lives are not forgotten, and a big reason is that there's a local group of volunteers, a group that said we cannot let the families of the troops forget how much we care. Nick Turcotte grew up in the northwest suburbs of the Twin Cities. He was a kid that loved life. Raised in part by his grandparents, he connected with them, especially Grandma. He was a grandmother's dream.
Yes. Well, Jennifer says we were joined at the hip, and I think she's probably right. We were joined at the hip.
Nick was a special boy, extremely respectful, the kind of a kid that you could really count on.
He met a girl named Jen while he was in high school. They became a special couple.
We met when we were 16 on New Year's Eve, and it was very much puppy love, love at first sight.
Eventually they would marry, and eventually Nick would make another major decision: to enlist in the Army.
I felt proud because he was living out the dreams he had talked about since I had met him. He wanted to do it more than anything. Of course, nervous, and I didn't want to not be with him all the time, but he wanted to do it so much that I was so proud that he got to live out his dreams and goals.
And then there was that day when the military showed up at their home to give them the news. He had died in action.
That's an undescribable thing. That is a very undescribable moment, definitely, because you never want that, you never wish for that, so it's unimaginable.
He was a kid that grew into a man, and a man that understood at an early age what being an American really meant, that grasped with honor the reason people are allowed to live in a free country.
The comment he made to me was, you know, Papa, not everybody can fight. I can and I want to, and I want to be part of the United States and protect the freedoms that we have back here.
That must make you really proud.
Oh, more proud than I can ever describe.
What will you always remember about Nick?
His smile.
B.J. Beardsley grew up loving to ride motorcycles. He had a maturity about him.
He had like a great sense of humor. So he loved being around family, loved joking with people.
He liked to be funny, he was humorous. But I think what I've seen more in him than that was no matter what he did, he always wanted to be the best that he could be at it.
He too made a major decision. After serving his country, the husband and father of two decided to re-enlist.
I started crying, and I said, you know, I'm not going to pretend like it's not going to be hard for us. It's definitely going to be hard, but we support you 150%.
And then there was that fateful day when his wife, Stacy, called his mother-in-law.
She was obviously hysterical, and all I could hear her say was that BJ was dead. BJ was dead, and I said, that can't be. I mean, you hear people say that they just go into instant denial that, nope, that's not true, we just talked to him.
When he died, they made a decision with his now widow Stacy that he would be buried in Arlington Cemetery. What happened that day of his funeral was memorable for a number of reasons. They were told to come to the White House. There was someone who wanted to meet with them. That someone was President George W. Bush.
For him to take the time to honor our family like that, and when we came in and he was crying for our family, that just moved us. I mean, he was just so humble.
He's holding a picture of BJ, and that was his idea.
We really enjoyed that. We spent about a half an hour in the Oval Office with him, and it was really a historical time for us. I mean, something we'll never forget.
It is their hope that BJ and Nick will not be forgotten.
I love the freedom.
Welcome into the story, Greg Schmidt. In 2004, he talked to soon-to-be music star Rocky Lynn.
And I'm in the music business, and I represented Rocky Lynn, and he had a song called Home. And some friends and fans from Brown College put together a video, or images to his words and music.
18 and called for duty.
And when I looked at it the first time, it brought tears to my eyes, and it gave me an idea, and I presented Rocky with it. I said, you know what? All these families who have lost a hero, preserving our freedoms. You know, we should ride our motorcycles there and visit them and just tell them hello, or tell them how much we appreciate their sacrifice, and let them know that their sacrifice has not gone unnoticed.
And so began Tribute to Troops, a group of volunteer motorcyclists who wanted to make a statement to families that had lost a loved one in battle.
The first ride was held in October of 2004. We visited 3 families in the Twin Cities area. We had about 45 or 50 motorcycles that participated. That day, the way that they received us, we knew that we were onto something.
With the money going to different areas of assistance to military families, they have gained momentum. Blackwater Choppers decided to help donate a custom-designed bike and use raffle tickets, with the proceeds going back to stimulate the funding.
A couple of our staff members from Blackwater went on this ride last fall. They came back and said it was so emotional and what they did and when they rode up to the families. And it just got us thinking, what can we do to help the Tribute to the Troops people out, to help the families out, to raise money for what they do, because it's a great cause.
And so they ride, stopping by homes of the military families, a convoy of people roaring into a neighborhood, so that the families will know that the lives of their loved ones mattered, so they will know they are never forgotten.
It means so much to see other people supporting us through it. It means a lot, because sometimes you can feel really alone.
I was awestruck. They're so powerful. It gives you the feeling that there are people out there that really do care.
The fact that they would be so honoring, that these people would take the time and effort to come out to honor just us, our family, is amazing. It's beyond words.
It is a mission that is changing the lives not just of the recipients, but of the people doing the giving. The ones that volunteer, the ones that bother to say, it matters and we will remember.
Other than my family and my business, it's the most important thing in my life. But what's funny is that people who have gone on a ride, experienced what it's like to hold that mother, that father of that fallen hero, it's changed their lives as well.
18 and called for duty.
If my son were here, he'd be riding with them. And that's the kind of thing that he loved. He loved being with those groups and being part of that.
Fly home, my sweet angel. Won't you fly on home to me?
They're important to make you feel that appreciated for his loss, and it wasn't for nothing. It was for this country.
And I can see my brothers falling.
They really want others to know that these fallen heroes meant something to the country, not just to the family, and to let the families know that, hey, we care about your family and your fallen heroes.
Won't you fly on home to me?
Well, I would want people to just remember him as a hero, to never forget that.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.